Thank you. I feel like now we're going to sit on a couch and do this weird new thing where we sit on a couch and we have an interview and you guys watch it. Totally weird. So I guess I'm going to take my microphone because, well, that'd be rude and a little bit alienating. No? You can still hear me though now, right? So we can keep talking until then.
Thanks. Just in case.
Hello?
Testes,
All right.
testing.
Do you want a strawberry?
Yes, thank you. Thanks.
I bring fruit.
Yeah, I used to have a friend called Nicole. She was my first hairdresser because I used to, just my mum would cut my hair, and then my first hairdresser was Nicole, and her dad used to call everyone Straub.
All right, so it's totally apropos.
Thanks.
Can you hear us okay? Is everything okay on both microphones? Yeah? Okay. So first of all, thanks to the band for being here, obviously. Thank you.
Shall we introduce them?
Yeah.
Shall I introduce them?
Yeah.
Oh! So that's Brian LeBarton, funny on the piano. And that's good, it's good. Please do continue. Joke music is a perfect way to support this interview in my IMO. This one's Sam Dixon, he's playing the bass. Well, he's not playing right now. And that's Felix Bloxham on the drums. And that's Gar Seifert, who's got a sore neck tonight and his muscles. It's a tricky business. He's very relaxed now though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very relaxed. And this is Oliver Krauss. He plays
Ollie.
the cello.
You've probably actually heard Ollie on KCRW a few times. You've been through with Tom McRae, right? Who else? You've been through with Beth Orton. Yeah, he's cello for hire if anybody is...
No, he's busy now. He's busy.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
He's really busy and he can't do any other jobs.
He's
I'm afraid,
fully
so-
employed. So, listen, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
And
Wild style.
just pretend these people are not here, okay?
I'm not, that's not really my scene.
We're gonna catch up with a little bit of conversation with Sia. We're gonna see how it goes. I mean, she's the perfect person to do this with for the first one because I have no idea what's going to happen with Sia, and Sia has no idea what's going to happen with Sia either.
I don't know yet.
It's a different thing every night. So let's get a little bit of background first of all. We know you've got that funny accent.
Yep.
You're from Australia.
I am.
Adelaide in Australia.
I'm from Adelaide.
Tell us a little bit about Adelaide, where it is, because I don't want to insult anybody in the audience, but most people in America might not know where Adelaide is.
Ah, that's right.
Okay.
He's a famous tennis player from Adelaide.
See, I
for
didn't
those
know
of
that.
you who didn't
But
know.
tell us about Adelaide.
Well, I'd say this is what I say about it. I say that if you were to look at Australia and look at it and it's a bit like that and it looks like you took a bite out of it and that where these two teeth would meet at the bottom is about where Adelaide is. That's how I like to describe it to the world.
And you were born there, obviously?
I was born there in the Queen... Was it Sam? Was Queen Adelaide? Is that the... No, Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria Hospital.
Queen Victoria Hospital, where everyone... Were you born there? Yeah, he was born there. Sam's from Adelaide too. We've been friends for a long time. I think that was the one that all of us were born in.
What kind of a place was it to grow up?
It was awesome. I mean, it's a very small town. Now it's got 1 million people in it. But it was like a square mile, the city, and then the rest of it is like urban sprawl. And it's good. It was like you can have a job and work 3 days a week and live an incredible lifestyle. Like it's got a good quality of life. You don't really have to work very hard to have a pretty relaxed and good life. Good.
We're all moving there. Mine's like Malibu, really, right? It's not that different.
It's a good place to support like growth. I reckon. It's a difficult place then to make money doing like the arts because there's not really enough population to support subculture.
What did you folks do?
My mum is an art historian and my dad is a guitarist.
Okay, so
And she's a
guitar.
painter as well. She's an oil painter. And then my dad, I say he's a guitarist, and he is a guitarist. He did just put out a CD, and he also does other things like he's a flower arranger and he's a cleaner, and and he recently did a pie commercial.
What kind of pies?
They were meat pies.
Meat pies, of course.
They
Not
were-
going to be apple pie.
They were meat pies,
Right.
and he played the lap steel. And
On the apple pie commercial?
it was a meat pie
Right.
commercial, and he played the lap steel on the meat pie commercial.
Excellent.
Yep, and he also actually once, when I was a kid, he did a whole song about it was about people who work at night, and it was called Night Work, Benep who does the night work, Benep while you're asleep, they're on their feet. Who does the night work? And then
Are you beginning to get an insight here a little bit?
And then there was a whole sentence in the song, because I think that part of the song sounds classy, sounds like top songwriting, and then there's a whole part of the song where it goes, a pie floating in peace. Yeah. I'm sure he'll see this online. Dad will see this online.
Excellent. Musical family, obviously.
Yeah, my mum sings and plays the bass too. She sounds like... I've forgotten her name. It's a German singer who's sort of like ha, ha, ha sounding.
Nina Hagen?
Yeah, Nina Hagen!
Nina Hagen!
You are so psychic.
She's actually been on Morning Become.
Has she? I'm a fan. She was playing in a shop in Williamsburg. Surprise, surprise. New York, near Williamsburg, and she was playing in a fancy clothes shop, and I was like, hey, who's this? It sounds like my mum. And they said Nina Hagen. Hagen. And I was like, cool.
So
Gotta ring mum and tell her about that.
So mum sounds like Nina Hagen.
Yep.
Dad plays guitar.
Yep.
And makes music about
Well,
pies.
now he changes, but right now he
Night
says he's doing
shifts.
honky tonk.
All right. So if this is your musical background,
Yeah.
when did you first become aware that music was something that you wanted to do? And did you play an instrument first, or did you sing first?
Well, I had this because I guess I was an only child. Well, I don't guess. I was an only child. and maybe I was lonely, and I had this someone gave me, and I don't even know who gave me, a little piano thing that had a game on it, and it would say A, C, D, G, or whatever, and you would have to quickly push the button that it said the note of on the piano, and I was pretty obsessed with that from the age of 6 to 11, but I can't actually play any instruments now. But at the time, that was what I was into. And then the other thing that I would do, these are the only things that I know were any indications that I was into music at all, was that I had that bit, I had one cassette tape, and on it was that bit from the Doors song, I don't know, Is It Like My Fire, where it goes...
Yeah.
And then, oh, cool. Cool, you've got props. So I liked that bit of the song. I wasn't really into the rest of it, but I liked that. So I would just put that on a tape, and it was a 30-minute tape, and it would just go. And on the other side of the tape, it would go, it was the bit from a Chrissy Hynde song, Don't Get Me Wrong, which I still can't really do, but I really wanted to learn how to do. And so I had that bit on the other side of the tape. And that's the only, and then I've got one tape of me singing Borderline, with playing the guitar, singing, and that's all I know about me liking music. And then the rest of the time, I think I just wanted to be get attention, and I wanted to be an actor, or I thought I was going to be an actor.
Did you? I don't think this one's working, so we got this one. So
Props.
did you do any acting? I mean, did you do it school plays? Did you join any?
Yeah, I did the Ken Russell's, is it Russell, The Boyfriend? I did musicals at school and everything, and plays. I did drama.
And were you singing?
School. I sang in the musicals, and then in drama I just did I've forgotten the name of all the cool playwrights and stuff that we were trying to be cool and do. But like Bertolt Brecht, and was there a Dario Fo or something?
I don't know, I'm from
Poe.
Birmingham.
It's probably Poe or God Foe.
No playwrights where I come from.
I don't even know. It was a long time ago. Because then I got lucky. I just pretended I was a singer because I needed to get a job, and I saw an old friend outside a cafe, and I was like, "What? Hi, what are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm starting a band." And I was like, "Do you need a singer?"
Can I sing?
Yeah, and he was like, "Are you a singer?" And
Isn't that how most singers get their first jobs?
Lying.
No, somebody's starting a band and it's like, I can sing.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
So
I've never done an interview with another singer.
Did you start singing then with that band?
Yes. Lucia, come up here. I need to ask you some questions.
So did you start singing with that band?
Yes, I did. It was called Crisp.
See, that was going to be my next question.
We were a jazz, funk, acid, house, hip-hop explosion. It was like 1993. Yeah. We wrote
Did you like it?
Very political songs.
About?
You know, racism, homophobia, AIDS. It was jazzy.
And I'm presuming there was a big audience for that in Adelaide.
Oh, yeah, we played to at least 60, 70 people at the Stag on Sunday afternoons.
Okay, let's jump forward. How did you go from that to moving to London?
Well, I wanted to just get out of town, and I had this, I don't know how, but I think my mum had done me a big favour, and, oh, that's right, because I had the match in my eye when I was 3, and, like, we'd sued, like, the match company, and I got a couple of grand.
Hang on. What? So you're a trust fund kid?
Yeah, but yeah, I had 3 grand. Yeah, I was rich. I was fully rich for a 3-year-old. I had like a grand for each year of my life.
Seriously, what happened?
Oh, well, my godfather, Vetus, he, it sounds like fetus, but it's Vetus with a V. He struck a match, and at the end of it flew off and into my eye, and I cried a lot. And so,
as you would. Yeah,
and so like a lawyer friend of my mum sued Redheads Matches, and I got 3 grand, and like with $1 grand of it she paid the lawyer, and then 2 grand she put in the bank account for me, and I guess half of it she maybe bought some shares in an insurance company for me in the future when I was growed up. And the other half she let grow interest, and when I was 12, that's how my auntie Cecilia is here tonight actually, and she yeah, hi, it's Cecilia Noel, the Queen of Salsol, and she's married to my uncle Collie, who was in Men at Work. You know that band? Yeah, and so he's on tour, so he couldn't be here tonight. And but I came and visited him when I was 12 with the other couple of grand, because he was living in New York, living the high life. I come from a land down under, and so.
Hey, don't knock it. He's still making a living.
I know. He did smart things and re-recorded all his masters and blah blah. Sorry, I'm sending myself to sleep.
London. How'd you move to London?
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I had the money from the insurance trust fund. And so I went there with the money. Got a world ticket. I was planning to go around the world, but I got stopped in London because then I got up at a jam and I was singing, and some guy ran backwards and forwards and went, "You're with me, you're with me." And then he ended up being my manager. And for 2 years, he managed me, and he signed me to a record deal and a publishing deal. Oh, and the rest is history.
Now, the first time I heard you sing was with 07.
Yes.
And I'm interested to know how you connected with those guys. Obviously, you're in London, and
you're with me guy.
He knew the guys in 07?
He was playing football every Tuesday night, and he turned out he played against them one night, and he was like always networking. He was always networking. He was really good at his job, and he was like, what do you guys do? And they were like, we're kind of producers and making an album. And they were like, what do you do? And he was like, got a girl singer. And here's a cassette. And that was like 7 years ago or something, and we were still working in cassettes then. And he gave them the cassette, and they listened to it, and they invited me over to their studio, Shebang, which was the size of this couch. and I went over there, and they played me the backing tracks for Destiny and Distractions, and Destiny already had the chorus in it that Sophie had already written. And they were like, we haven't really found a verse yet. Would you have a go at the verse? So I was like, just leave it. It's a killer song. Just have it as a chorus the whole time, like just music and then a chorus. And they were like, can you try it? And I was like, okay. So I took it home, and then I wrote the Destiny and Distractions, the words and melody over those bits, took them back like a week later. We spent 45 minutes and I recorded them, and then I forgot about it for a year. And then I had a solo career in the UK that was bombing, and I was like, oh, bummer. And I was like, oh, maybe I won't be a singer anymore. I guess I'll think about other things. And then like a week later, the 07 album came out, and I was like, awesome. Cool, that's lucky.
So, you know, I have to tell the audience that there's usually a way you do an interview, and I usually have a rough idea of where it's going to start and how it's going to go and where it's going to finish. I have no idea what's going on right now, but we are sort of gradually winding our way down a road. And your solo career, as you said, was not exactly happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's died a lot of times. It's died loads and been resuscitated a lot of times. It was resuscitated once by the 6 Feet Under thing, once by 07. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks to you guys and like Gary Calamar, because that was amazing.
But the 07 thing really was what sort of started to kick things into gear for you.
Yeah, certainly here. Like I kind of had a hit in the UK and then flopped because we made the album come out 6 months later. So I was I nearly got success as a solo artist there, but Almost. It was pretty much always 07. And the lucky thing about being with them is that I earned like a teacher's salary like for the last 7 years. Like from publishing, because we're in all like DIY shows and like sort of sports shows, surfing shows, and like, you know, Grey's Anatomy and all of my favourite stuff.
Well, obviously you write the lyrics for the songs that you sing.
Yeah, so I get 50% of the publishing.
So when that stuff winds up in a TV show,
yeah, I get like 40 cents.
There you go.
All right, I get 40 cents a lot of times. Times 200. Like, you get maybe like 10 grand, I think, and then you split it with whoever you're doing. It depends, it's always different, but I'm grateful because that was when I learned about like that songwriting is the only gross industry in music, and if I wanted to like actually like maybe one day buy a house, that I better keep writing songs.
And just as importantly, own the publishing.
And own the publishing.
Those songs.
Yeah.
So 07 at least gave you the opportunity to have some steady income.
Yeah, I had a steady income, so I could you know mess around with my solo stuff and not be too concerned about commercial success. So
the first solo album that came out in the States was the one that you mentioned had the song that ended up getting all that attention because of 6 Feet Under, which was it Breathe Me?
Yes, it was Breathe Me. Good job.
I only said it on the radio a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't expect that though, because you must say a zillion song names, and also because a lot of people just are like, Breathe? It's Breathe. I love that song, Breathe. That is a really good song. I love that song, Breathe. I Breathe. Amazing.
So if we're going to talk about how we got to breathing, and making that record, obviously, did you do it in the UK, or did you do some of it here?
Did it in the UK, the whole of Colour the Small one I did in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was really depressed at the time. It was a sucky time.
Well, if you listen to the lyrics, you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I know. I think it was a letter to mainly. I think there was hope because I was trying to tell myself that it would be okay. That it was about survival. That I was trying to tell myself that it would be okay.
I'm guessing manager guy, she's with me,
Yeah.
had gone by then.
Yeah, because he couldn't couldn't work out how to pay any of my band members. So that was embarrassing. So I had to make sure, because we realised that, you know. Also, I realised also that he was the star, and that I needed to someone who had like filing cabinets and a telephone and stuff. I didn't realise that's what I needed, so it's not his fault. But I realised that suddenly when things started to get successful. So then I got the new managers, and they managed Robbie Williams, who's a big star in the UK. And so they had a lot of experience on like 40 employees and like telephones and filing cabinets, and I was like, I don't belong
Impressive.
here. Yeah.
So Breathe Me obviously was a marker, I guess, in your career.
Yeah.
Because once, that was something that we played at KCRW quite a lot, and then it was included in the season finale of 6 Feet Under, and they looped it about 300 times, I think, at the end of that, right?
I know, they made it like 5 minutes.
It's like a 12-minute song at the end.
So good for my ego.
But I mean, that really took you to a whole different level of attention, at least here, right?
Yeah, it was like overnight, whoa. Like I just woke up to like 10 emails, one from you, Chatty, I remember, and there was like 10 emails just from all my American friends, like just filled with expletives. Just like how excited they were for me. Like expletive, most amazing moment on television, expletive.
She's being very good because you know Sia actually curses quite a lot normally, and and one of the things that was impressed upon her, I didn't know this, but apparently before I got here tonight, you were told you couldn't curse tonight.
I am told every time I come here. I am told.
You're doing very well.
Thank you, because I remember, I feel like I was really, last time we talked, I was really, I felt like I was a bad interview, and I apologise because I know, and so I was like, just scared that I would like ruin it. See, I wanted to say something else then. It's like I just feel like I have to sit on my hands.
Tell us about this new record.
Okay, well, I got happy, got about 50 grand's worth of therapy, and I got happy and dabbled in a whole bunch of different things, and then
So this is the happy record?
I guess. I mean, some of them were, covers, and were one of them, and then others were from the old album that never made the old album, and some of them were happy ones. There were songs I wrote for other artists. Like at one stage, I thought I was going to just be like a goner again, and that I would write pop songs for other artists. That would be fun. So, like Day Too Soon, I wrote for this UK artist called Jamelia. But she wasn't into it, but two other girls cut it, two other singers in the UK that were signed to something, Sony or something, so they cut it, but it didn't really work. And my friends and producer was like, you have to sing that song, like you have to put it on the album, and I was like afraid it was too cheesy. And then I realised that I don't care about credibility anymore. I suddenly was like, oh, that's nice. I suddenly realised I'm a nice person and I'm really cool and fun, and I don't need my music to reflect that. Thanks. And I was like, now I can embrace the cheese. So that's what this album is about. It's about embracing the cheese.
Covered in the cheese.
Covered in the cheese.
That's as good a place as any, I think, to go back to the second set of music. I want to thank you so much.
Thanks, sweetie.
Thanks, baby.
Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
And for the second set, it's Sia.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.